I'm now joined by Dr. Thelela Ngcetane-Vika from the Wits School of Governance. Dr. Ngcetane-Vika, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks very much for your time. It's the big face-off that Americans have been looking forward to.
Yes, good afternoon, Vuyo, and all the viewers of Newzroom Afrika. Indeed, it's the showdown, as they are calling it, some parts of the United States.
But just how crucial, is it in both candidates' campaigns?
Yes, it is very crucial if you are looking first at Kamala Harris, the vice president, and you're looking at how the U.S. Population is receiving her. There's still a level of uncertainty. She's not fully known. They know that she's the vice president, but not certain what she is standing for. So for her, as much as the Democratic convention was sort of an introduction of her, but it continues, this one continues then to do that serious introduction to a broader populace of the U.S. And then for Trump, given all that has happened, Trump wanting to come back, and also Trump, the unconventional candidate. So I'm sure it's very, very interesting because people want to hear what he stands for or whether he has had any policy shifts. So it's quite an important night in the U.S.
Does it really matter, though, that Kamala Harris is relatively, or comparatively speaking, lesser known, between the two?
Yes. No, it certainly matters. Remember, U.S. voters, they want to vote for things, vote for policies. What is it that Kamala Harris will do that would be different from a Trump policy, and Trump with the benefit that he was in office? And also, there's also some complication with Kamala, given the fact that she has been part of the Biden-Harris administration. So there's a level of baggage, if you like, he comes with. So it's important for herself to distinguish any policies that would, be a deviation from Biden, if any. So it's a reintroduction, and Trump is a very larger than life character or personality. So if you're going to Trump to the polls, it matters that people are certain what you stand for. In this case, for Kamala Harris, so it's quite important for him to come very clear this evening.
What then becomes, the role of, the heavyweights that have thrown their weight and everything else that they can behind her campaign? And I'm talking here about your Obamas and your Clintons and the big business that has, put on the table so much money to back her campaign.
Yes, she has raised groundbreaking amounts, over $200 million. It matters, and especially given the candidate she's competing with, a Trump who doesn't seem to be attracting any former president from the United States who's Republican in the form of maybe Bush, and even worse, his former vice president, who's not Mike Pence, who doesn't seem to be warm to the campaign of Trump. And then you've got a Kamala juxtaposing with Kamala. You've got your Obamas, you've got your Clintons, and you've got even Hollywood backing him. So it matters, but is that enough? This is why today then becomes important, because Kamala needs to walk the mile. And if you're going toe-to-toe with a Trump, especially on foreign policy, matters that Kamala, for instance, on Gaza, she's not really coming across very clear. So those kind of things are going to really, really matter for the voters who are soon going to the voting booth to choose the next president of the United States.
Well,
it does matter.
For his part, what does Donald Trump still have to do or say at this during this debate?
Yes, I mean, Trump is trying to woo the black vote, if you like. I mean, if you were following the Republican convention, you would notice some black celebrities there. And so he's trying to make inroads into that market. And perhaps there's even a debate that he may succeed in some ways getting black men votes, not all of them. So he's trying to expand his already perceived voting bloc. But also remember, Trump comes with his own baggage that he was in office. So there are certain things that people are unhappy. He's not seen to be pro-democracy. Issues of reproductive rights, issues of immigration are also haunting him. He's seen as a very protectionist kind of a president. So he really also needs to go and sell his own bait. Especially that he is arguing that during the Biden administration, U.S. has seen a high amount of inflation. So there's a lot that he also needs to put on the table because it's not all given. And if you're looking at the polls, if you're just quickly, you can see a neck-to-neck kind of election competition. Whether that will translate in November, we all are looking forward to see that.
You have, for example, on Trump's side, someone like Tulsi Gabbard, who is a former Democrat turned Trump supporter, who, by the way, also ran for presidential nomination in 2020 with Kamala Harris. Do such people, or what do such people do for a Donald Trump, that which perhaps your Obamas and your Clintons have been able to do for Harris?
Yes, maybe not at the same level. He brings value in terms of preparing Trump for the debate. He's got insight into the candidate, Kamala. So he understands how Kamala, the candidate, behaves and the kind of issues that he's passionate. So he does bring that. But I wouldn't put him to the extent of the star power of the Obamas, that generally, especially, the coalition that Barack Obama brought to the 2008, especially, maybe not so much to the later election. So yes. Those kind of people are coming from the Democratic Party who are supporting Trump. They bring that. But one cannot take away the power, the star power of your Obamas. But even with the star power of the Obamas, if we're looking at the Clinton loss, Hillary, that is, there was that star power, but it wasn't adequate, was it? Because Clinton couldn't win. So these things are always up in the air.
Quick one, Doc. Do you want to call it?
I would love to as a black woman, but I'm not yet there. And I don't want to speculate. I don't think it's going to be an easy one. And Kamala still needs to do a lot of work. She comes across sometimes very vaguish, evasive on policies. And I think tonight, that is in the US, because we'll be sleeping here at home, it will be determining whether she will crack this thing. That's all I will say for you.